Oh, we got save game state. It's that on the numpad. I'll remember that. Press L for unlimited lives. I don't need unlimited lives. I'm going to kick back here. I got this chair that allows me to go into maximum lazy mode. I can probably tilt this down a little bit. Now, for UST guys, is this something that actually happened on all ST games where they put a picture of the box badly scanned? Or is that a later addition to whatever, cracked version this is? I'm guessing I'm leaning towards the latter. All right. So let's see how this bad boy runs. Oh boy. So we get no... How is that volume? That volume's probably a little bit high, isn't it? Crank that down a little bit. So of course the ST not known for its awesome scrolling capabilities. So we have sort of a, it's sort of a flip screen, but sort of not. Push screen scrolling. Oh. All right, we do have backgrounds in this version. See, this looks kind of like the Genesis version of the game. I'm sure all the same secrets are here. I'm gonna continue to expand this screen. Gotta see what... Excuse my tomfoolery for a second. It's sort of funny how this, it's running windowed. It's like extra windowed. We can spread it out a little bit and make it look not quite so horrid. There we go. That looks almost like the console now. Okay. Yeah, Buggy Boy's a real classic, Fishbot. Yeah, it's good choice. Hey, Picard, how's it going, man? I hope all's well in the big F. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to play this. This is real not good in terms of the push scrolling. I need to pick up the shoes. We're also missing the room names in this version, just like the Amiga version. However, this version does have the old the backgrounds. So, well, let's try again here. I mean, that's just... I'm sure there are people that got used to that, but that's just so foreign to the way this game usually looks in terms of the scrolling. Man, you really have to time that right. Let me try one more time, then we'll move on. Because I can still make it happen with 8 big lives in this game. Yeah. Yep. Alright, we're heading out. It's a very disconcerting pause in the music. Well, there's like a freeze in the music that in this that makes you think the game is crashing. I'm just checking out. I'm sure that this is running in PAL. It's so jittery. Yeah, we don't even get a we don't even get an option to run this in NTSC. So, just looking at the settings here. Yeah, so what you get with the. However, this is a very good looking game. You know, on the ST. Looks wise, it's just as good as the Super Nintendo or the Amiga. So this is the big bird. First boss of the game. And unlike some of the other versions, looks like you can keep hopping and get multiple hits in, which is interesting. Like, on the other versions of the game, you can't beat the boss like that. You fall right through it. There's some iframes in there. Alright. So I just wanted to go check out one more stage. Let's check out the freezer. Yeah, you know, I've got an Acorn core on, or I've got an Archie core on here, Pishbot. Might check that out next. See what that has to offer. I'm not sure what in terms of games is already on here. Yeah, we're done with this though. As much as I love the ST, it was not built to play the Addams Family. All right. And I may have to redraw my screen here, depending. Hey, DJ Hoffman, what's going on, man? Hey, Hoffman, did you ever mess around with the Archimedes back in the day? This is a new one for me. The Archimedes has always kind of been, I know this is the wrong aspect ratio, please forgive me. Yeah, it looks like we've got some stuff in here. Let's see what this Mr. 1 drive is. Look at this. Look at this. We got everything. All right, Pishbot, you wanted to see Zarch. I think we can make that happen, man. There it is. Now, I've never played this before, so I'm going to need some assistance. So you had one at school, though. That's very cool. Okay. Maybe we should watch this. Oh, this is about Braben. This is the guy that... didn't he do Elite? So I'm guessing we're just watching this thing go. Man, this moves super fast. I'll tell you, this is very impressive. It's very kind of, I guess voxely is the wrong word. It's very pixely. All right. Let's leave the demo mode, shall we? If it's within our power. I can't remember what to press to leave the demo mode. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Refresh rate. And this might be one of the things where you've got Well, we don't have a whole lot of options, to be honest with you. You got scale. I guess we could put on variable refresh rate. Maybe that'll help. You're right. It does seem like it's moving quick. I don't know how to make it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So is this? Oh, well, I just crashed. Okay, there we go. We're up. We're moving. Ooh. So Pishbot, tell me what to do here. Tell me the way. Oh, or Hoffman, somebody. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I'm running right into the ground. The trouble is that okay, there's my thrust. Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, I don't know how to I don't have any speed options here. So I'm kind of out of luck in terms of that. You know, the Archie core may still be under development. So we're going to have to leave it for right now. But we can always return at a later time. I'll tell you what I've been in the mood to play. It is cool that it works, you're right. I was wondering if there was a yeah, we can just reset this core. I did want to look and see. Yeah, there's not even a reset core built into the Archie core. You have to do just basically a cold reboot, which we can do. Now, I want to share something with you guys. This evening, we're going to be opening up a new bottle of whiskey. That's right. This is my favorite brand of whiskey. This is McClelland's, and it's my favorite brand because it is the cheapest single malt bottle of Islay you can buy here in the great state of West Virginia. This is, of course, you know, Islay famous for its smoky, peaty taste. And it is, to me, just the pinnacle of fine, fine drinking. Okay. So as we're doing this, let's check out what else we got here. So we got demos. What do we got in the old demo thing here? Arctic Big Mouth. Big Mouth sounds scary. We don't want that. Let's try Fish Tank. So while I open this, we can check out this virtual fish tank. I'm guessing that the Archie has sound, the Archimedes, but I don't know. It might just not be in these demos. So I'll read you what the back of this bottle says. It says, "Few whiskeys evoke a sense of place better than this tangy single malt. Hailing from an island revered by whiskey lovers the world over, McClelland's Islay single malt Scotch whiskey is a hearty, full-bodied dram with a strong hint of peat." And that's what I want. I want the peatiest stuff in the world. If it doesn't taste like a campfire mixed with a big handful of dirt, then I don't want it. Isn't that crazy, Pishbot? I mean, that's insane. That's insane. Pour myself a wee dram, as they say. One day I will visit Scotland and have some whiskey, and maybe we can get together, Pishbot. That would be super cool. I'd love to come to Scotland. Well, I've talked about this before. One of my great regrets living a year in England was never once having visited either Ireland or Scotland. I've remedied the Ireland visit, but I still have not been to Scotland. Mmm, so good, so good. You just have to savor it. All right. Not that Fish Tank isn't compelling, but we're gonna leave that. Let's try one more demo, just to see. What? Oh, no, no. Wait a minute. What are you talking? Not enough screen memory? This is the freaking Mister. It's got it all. Screen memory. Well. All right. We'll try Big Mouth. Okay. Well. It is what it is. All right. MSX. On it. You got any requests, Hoffman? I do have a pretty good MSX build on here. I believe I've got a, yeah, this is like a preloaded hard drive or a VHD of all kinds of awesome stuff. So I'm ready for anything, man. And by ready for anything, I mean I think I just crashed it. Reset! All right. Try this again. Penguin Adventure. Oh man, I love that game. I remember that the boys on ARG Presents played this a while back. That's right. This is, I believe, if I've got this right, this is a, it's like a behind the back third person type game. Is that right? So Hoffman, you got it. You got to spill the beans, man. What's the next project? What's the next game? I'm dying to hear what you're working on, man. I know you've got something cooking. Okay, we probably want the file manager. And boy, none of that looks friendly. Maybe we don't want the file manager. Sesonoid. That's crazy. What's that? Is that another MSX port? That sounds like it. Switch to another core here. Man. Okay. All right. Now we go back to the MSX core. Third time's the charm. It's a PC game. What kind of a game is it? Was it a shooter? Platformer? Okay. You know, it's funny, speaking of Spectrum games, or more modern games styled after Spectrum games, we played Top Hat Willie today on Amigos. You ever play that, Hoffman? This is a public domain Jet Set Willie homage that was released on the Amiga and the PC. And I swear some of the enemy sprites looked like they were right out of Underworld. Oh, like Cybernord. Okay. That's cool. That's cool, man. All right. Here we go again. I know I've done this. I swear I did this like 2 nights ago. I fired up the MSS core and I played something. What am I doing here? All right. File Manager, MSX-DOS, Basic. It's got to be this so far run thing, right? It's got to be. Oh, I just pushed right. Well. Did you ever get any, oh my gosh. Oh, bam, in. Okay. So, these are our T games. Parent directory. Okay. We are ready to rock and roll now. Penguin Adventure. Oh, there's Pac-Mania on this. I'm going to have to check that out, too. There's friggin' Pepper 2 on this. And Penguin Coon Wars. Okay, but there's Penguin Adventure. So we'll do this first. I friggin' love the MSX. I don't know if I've told you guys or not, but my ultimate retro computer grail is the, it's the Sony, I think it's called the Sony Hit Boy. It's an MSX that's cherry red. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking sexy. Hit Bit. That's it. Hit Bit, not Hit Boy. You don't have one of those, do you, Hoffman? If you do, can you send it to West Virginia? HB11. You know, Hoffman, you're a music guy. What do you think it is about the European computer scene where music was treated as something that, you know, it played on a title screen? Once in a while you might get it in game, but then you were always choosing between sound effects and music. Why do you think in Europe, and maybe just in particular in the UK, the scene was like that versus in Japan? As soon as they could put music in games, they would put it in games. Lazy coders. All right, fair enough. Oh. If I recall correctly, I'm supposed to be getting these fish as they jump up out of there. Oh. Come on. There we go. Man. Oh, that sounds awesome, Hoffman. I'd love to have I just love like alternate keyboard schematics on anything. For a long time, I used to be real into watches, and one of my Grail watches was a King Seiko, King Seiko, and it was with the Japanese dates on it. He's dreaming about the Lady Penguin. He can do it. It's hard to believe that this was the seeds of Metal Gear were sown in Penguin Adventure. It's kind of like the seeds of Tomb Raider were sown in Chuck Rock. This is another one of these games. I'm trying to think about the MSX. I know it had the built-in joystick on the keyboard. Oh, I need that heart. Come on. It's a really cool 3D effect, the way that you chase that heart. I mean, you can kind of see the depth, even though there's no depth there. But I don't know if I've ever seen an MSX joystick. I assume that this computer had joysticks other than the one that was built into it. Did it have DB9 ports? Oh, the small cracks are shops. I didn't know that. I guess that's not a small crack. That's a big crack. That's a big crack. Jeez. I'm not doing well. I was on a roll there for a while. Oh, okay. So, but it's not a regular DB9 Amiga C64 style thing, port. You had, now did you have that X68000 back in the day, Hoffman, or did you okay, so it's wired different, just like a Spectrum Plus 2 sort of thing. Same connector, different pinout. You know, this is one of these games, I think that if you watch somebody that's really good, I bet they can dominate it. Oh, okay, you just got it last year. I bet that's such a pretty penny. I'd love to get one of those things. Man, I think that was a small crack and I missed it. I missed the shop. It's hard to tell which ones are small and which ones are big until you're right up on them. Look at these guys. It's my heart. Oh, come on. Oh man, I'm flying. This is awesome. I love everything about the X68000. I didn't really know anything about it until I watched Neil's video on it. But talk about, you know, great arcade conversions. Just spot on everything. It's such a powerful machine. Oh. You know, I don't know what the, I don't know what the fail state is in this game. Because I'm not doing particularly well. What is it? Oh, this is the boss, okay. Wow, what a, I mean, when did this game come out? This has got to be, what, 86? Okay, I guess I've just got to pound these things into the ground. Oh, I see. I see. I'm creating an ice flow to block him off. Got it. Hey, Dave. Yeah, man. Aaron is indisposed this evening. So I've taken over the mantle. And we're playing some MSX action. I've got to say, this game is very impressive. Although, I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this boss. Come on. There we go. That's right. Eat it, big weird turtle thing. Mmm. Is there Buggy Boy on the MSX, Picard? I bet we could do that, man. Dave, you might not know this, but this is the very first game Hideo Kojima ever made. First, there was Penguin Adventure. That's what they should have put in the beginning of Metal Gear. The Blood Money style intro. I love this music too. Hey, can somebody check when this came out? I mean, look at the way the scrolling is working on the sides of the screen. I mean, I know it's a sort of a cheap effect, but it's not really a cheap effect. That's the wrong thing to say. But I mean, like, it's easy to see like the edges of the tree, like the edge of the tree line. At 86, this is very, very cool for 86. So really, I mean, I could probably go all the way through this game. And here's the thing. Take note, Euro developers. Every stage is completely different. Every stage has different music. That's the way to do it. You can't have like 10 stages that are all the same and then change the environment. What are we doing here? It kind of sounds like the theme to Laverne and Shirley. Doing it our way. Alright. The game got weird on me. Oh. Well, that was awesome. Excellent pick, Hoffman. Now, we play the game. How do we return to the loader without having to set after mount? Oh, no, we don't want to start a new game. Sorry. It's where we just mash on all the keys. It usually ends well. All right. Maybe what we need to do is just... Since we didn't crash it, maybe it won't reset on the reboot. So we're going to check out and see if Buggy Boy's on the MSX, because I have a feeling this might be cool. This was a Picard pick. Look at that. We're right back to where we need to be. Okay. This is like a who's who of all my favorite games. It's hard to believe. Oh, no. There's no Buggy Boy. I'm sorry, guys. But I do want to check out Pac-Mania, because I've always got to check out Pac-Mania whenever it appears, just to see how good the port is. There's BC's Quest for Tires on here. I've also got to check out the Mr. Do situation. I'm just reading this, Hoffman, that one of the Metal Gear Solid games has Penguin Adventure on a screen. That's cool. I love when games do that. If you've just arrived, I've just cracked open a brand new bottle of McClelland's Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. It's very good. Look at this. Look at that ghost. That ghost is not having it. This is exclusively for Europe and Australia. Australasia. Is that really a word? Australasia? Does anybody know? See that down there in the corner? What are we doing? All right, we're moving on is what we're doing. And by moving on, I mean I can't get the game to start. All right, here we go. 1, start game. Lockdown. Oh, boy. I think we're seeing the difference, guys, between the European games and the Japanese games. Oh, boy. Straight out of the 48K Spectrum. This could also pass as a bad Amstrad port. But the music's good. I gotta be honest with you guys. A lot of people... Hoffman, what's your opinion of the AY chip? Just in general. Just against, you know, if you put it up against other chips of the era. Because I've listened to a lot of... Hey, Ricky. What's going on, man? This is weird. It's like 4 or 5 songs playing at once. That's true. That's true. It all goes back to the right hands. I don't know what the MSX has in it. I don't think it's an AY chip. It doesn't sound like it, at least. We did not, Ricky. It was very, very light snow this evening after the podcast. But, alright. We are going to leave Pac-Mania because it's no good. So, we're going to check out the Mr. What? 8 to 12 inches? That's insane, Ricky. All right. I'm just going to check out. I always have to check to see if there is a port of my favorite arcade game, Do Run Run. Oh, okay. So that's what was playing in Penguin Adventure, right? Okay, we do not have Do Run Run here, which is no great surprise. However, we do have a game called Dr. Archie. Dogfighter. All right, looking for another MSX pick. Unfortunately, Buggy Boy not found. I'd like to lean more towards Mr. Ghost. Okay, let's do it, Pishbot. Look at all these MSX blah, blah, blah. MSX Unleashed. We got all kinds of Mr. Do games, so everything but Do Run Run. Mr. Ghost. No Mr. Ghost. I do have to check out, I've never seen Wild Ride ported to anything. We just did Penguin Adventure, Ricky. You missed it, man. It was rad. All right, it's not exactly filling me with confidence here. Oh, man. Again. Boy, it's tough to play games like this after you see something like Penguin Adventure. Space Manbo? We're doing it. We're doing it right now. Oops. I don't want to reset settings. We're going to reset the core. Space Manbo sounds great. I've often described myself as a manbo. What's your snow removal situation like in your neighborhood, Ricky? They ply you pretty quick? Oh, wow. That's a 2008 release of Mikey. That can't be right. All right. That's good. That's not always the case in my neighborhood. Oh my God, we don't have it. We don't have Space Manbo. I'm sorry, Hoffman. You got anything else? We're here on the S's. Oh boy, there's spreadsheet. MSX2 folder. Oh, good point. Good point. Bam. See, Hoffman, that's why you get paid the big bucks. Yeah, spreadsheet. There it is, Space Manbo. Now, let's take a look at these different files. We got the FRS Turbo Fix, but we also have the good MSX version. Anybody want to take any guesses on which one we should play? You got it. Good MSX. Let's go. That's back when they knew how to name software, Ricky. So I'll tell you guys, I'm getting some equipment together. I'm going to be starting to do a series of streams featuring the actual Amiga 1000, searching for files that will run on the 1000. Well, actually, this is all in one. Just finding NTSC games that will run on the Amiga 1000. So I'm going to do a continuous set of streams on that in the future. So something to look forward to if you're into the A1000. Yeah, Dave. I got hyped after watching the 8-Bit Guy's video on the A1000. It reminded me why I love the machine so much. Yeah, so the trick is, Ricky... Oh man, am I in? I'm already in. The trick is finding the NTSC ADFs, which I think that Amiga Love has Defender of the Crown. But what I'd like to find is I'd like to actually form a huge collection of NTSC ADFs that the A1000 could run and use that as a resource for other A1000 owners. And we can kind of form a collective. Now, maybe once the Rejuvenator comes out. Well, Dave, are any of them labeled like NTSC, like in brackets? Because I know that like when I've gone to some sites, they do that, but other sites they don't. Because if you can somehow narrow it down and just get the NTSC ADFs, then I can start to test those and find out which ones will actually run on the A1000. Look at this. This is impressive, Hoffman. Oh my gosh, I'm going to die. Was so enthralled by that thing. Not exactly sure how you're supposed to overcome it, to be honest with you. Look at this space tractor. I don't think I have an additional weapon. I've only got a one-button stick. Oh, okay, you just gotta let those things lift off and go. Hey, Soup, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Whoa! Yeah, I don't know how you get by that. I guess you gotta fly high. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Dave. So, the downside is that that's the case. The upside is this is a chance for us to do something cool, you know, something that will provide a service to lots of people. So what I'm missing right now is a RGB to SCART cord for my A1000, because with that, I can go RGB to SCART, then SCART to HDMI, and then put that right into the capture card. So I gotta set about to getting one of those, and then once I do that, then it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. This is Space Manbo Soup. This was a pick by DJ Hoffman, and I must say that I like it. Oh man, once you get the upgraded laser, that's the secret. Just like most games, most shooters, once you get the upgraded stuff, then you become an unstoppable killing machine. That's right, you better blast off. Weird thing. No, you're gonna blast back down, you're gonna blast back down, okay. Alright, let's go, go, alright. Oh man, I'm rocking it this time. Look at that, I'm getting the O. If I was playing this by myself, this would be where I'd immediately do a save state. Look at this. Space Manbo is on fire. I think is that the name of the ship, or is that the name of the captain, or both? Look at this. Look at this vertical, like, diagonal scrolling up. How cool is that? Man, the MSX2 is definitely a step above the original. No, this is the MSX. The MSX2, I should say, Soup. Oh, man. I think that might have been the boss. Don't send me back to the beginning. You sent me back to the beginning. Not all the way back, I guess. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, this is the power of competent programming. Man, yeah. Just like R-Type, this is a game where if you don't get those upgrades at the beginning, or Rapidia, or any of these games, that it's really, really hard to come back. Like, I was rocking and rolling having all those upgrades. But my man bow can't spread without all those upgrades. Come on, there we go, there we go. Now come up above, bam. I keep thinking that thing is a gun, but it's not a gun. It's just a thing that shoots. The trouble is once you come that far forward, you gotta backtrack. Come on, give me an upgrade, give me an upgrade. Oh! Yeah, man. Space Man Bow. That was cool. That was way cool. All right. What's next, guys? MSX power. Oh, you know what I want to try? Thank you. Thank you, Explorer. I want to see if there's a Wonder Boy game on here. I guess Wonder Boy's Sega, right? But who knows? Maybe there's a Hudson's Adventure Island on here. There was a place called thegamesarchives.net, I think, that they actually did have NTSC designations on their games, but I think that website is now defunct. There's word processor again. The MSX2 version. See ya, Hoffman. Take care, man. Get some rest. I'll see you around. Oh boy, I've gone beyond. Okay, so these are all disc games. Let's try the good. I think this is, yeah, okay. I'm back. Back to where I belong. Okay. So what was I looking for? Oh yeah, Wonder Boy. Nope. Okay, Dave, I'll let you know, man. I've got tons of stuff too. I've got to come up with a plan. Got to come up with a winning plan. All right. Oh. Let's try MSX2. Maybe in the H's. Let's try a golf game. See how this is. Hole-in-one special. What you got, Soup? You're pretty up. You're up. Boy, I can't talk. You're up pretty late, man. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that 1000 Miglia game on lists, Dave. Ah, okay. So you're up and ready to rock. What games you got, Soup? Hey, Tech Boy. How's it going, man? Wait. I like that a lot. All right, here we go. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is the Mr. Tech Boy. This is the MSX2. Into the sand. I'm just going to play this one hole. With the wedge. Oh man, still not on the green. That's not good. Yeah, sound not ideal. Although that opening tune was pretty good. Tech Boy, are you playing the Neo Turf Masters Classic? Sounds cool, Soup. All right, we're done with this. Yeah, I took this tournament off. I usually try and play, but I just didn't have it in me this time. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm in the mood to play some freaking Hudson's Adventure Island. So that's where we're going. NES. Oh, sorry. I didn't see Legacy of the Wizard. Isn't that like a role-playing game, Ricky? Now, when you guys in Europe were playing Wonder Boy, I was playing Hudson's Adventure Island, which is the same game, just with a different, with a cooler dude. Look how cool this dude looks. He doesn't look lame at all. He looks super rad. That's right. So this is the ultimate game. He does look like Peter Griffin, a young Peter Griffin. This game is the ultimate game that you can play when you're slightly inebriated. Because there's not much to do. You just traverse the worlds, riding your skateboard and throwing your axes. Dropping your axes. Actually, the fire is no good. I don't like the fire. I guess the fire can blow up rocks, though, so that's pretty cool. Now, this game is interesting in that you actually have a food meter. So all this food that's appearing, you've got to eat it or you'll die. Yeah, I think that they diverge pretty strongly. Like, there's like Hudson's Adventure Island 2 and 3. They're totally different games than the later Wonder Boy games. Yeah. Look at this. Eat it, frog. Yeah, this was in the arcades too. In fact, the first time I ever saw this in the arcade, it blew my mind because it was Wonder Boy. It wasn't Hudson's Adventure Island. And I was like, I played this on the Nintendo, but it's a different guy, but the levels are the same and everything's just a little bit different. And my puny mind could not wrap my head around what was going on. Oh, I forgot you can't bounce on enemies in this game. I think both of them have the skateboard. I think Wonder Boy has a skateboard too. We'll have to check out Wonder Boy after this. Do a compare and contrast. Well, I lost the skateboard. The egg will never be seen again. I'm super excited, guys. Today I got one of my Grail books of all time. You guys might know I'm a big book guy. And I got the single volume edition of Lord of the Rings that I've wanted forever. This was published 1993 by Houghton Mifflin. And it is a red leather cover with blue, green, and gold foil embossed spine. And it normally goes for huge mega bucks. But it was one of these deals where I saw somebody on eBay selling a sealed copy, but they put it in the wrong category. They put it in the DVD category. And so I was able to get it for about half the price that they normally go for. So I was chuffed, as you would say, across the pond. Oh, the Amiga got Wonder Boy 2. So I'll be reading the heck out of that. I tend to listen to Lord of the Rings, the audiobook, on loop before bed, but I only listen to certain... Oh my gosh, that's a tricky jump to make. I only listen to certain parts of it. Like, I listen to none of the parts with Gollum, because that's not exactly, the voice doesn't lull you to sleep. And so I can't wait to reread this in this new edition. And just basically read the parts that I normally skip in the audiobook. This is, I'll tell you what I'm drinking. This is McClelland's Islay single malt scotch. I'm actually going to run upstairs and grab a glass of water, because I'll be streaming for a little bit more. So bear with me. I'll leave you with the glorious sounds of Hudson's Adventure Island. Actually, I won't. I'll pause it. I'll be right back. All right. Ricky, you can't put anything past me. I saw what you wrote there. I know you guys have missed this guy. It's been a while since we've done a Amigos. All right. So as I was saying, Tech Boy, if you're looking for a single malt scotch that won't break the bank, McClelland's. Check it out at your local CVS. I wish I could be sponsored by McClelland's. That would be great. All right. Well. And so it ends. So let's check out Wonder Boy on the Master System. Yeah, pure vodka. Hey, Curtis, how's it going, man? No fancy water, unfortunately. Is this normal water, but fancy scotch? Scotchy scotch. Oh yeah, I need to actually select my game. So, Curtis, I'm sorry I haven't been around Cocoa Talk. We had, of course, Aaron and I recorded last week, and then this week I'll be at a jazz festival. Next week I'll be at the annual Celtic Festival in Charleston. I'm not a happy boy if I can't get my Cocoa Talk in. Look at this. So immediately, this does not control as well as the NES version. It looks better, but it does not control as well. And also, the jump and the fire buttons are backwards. I know. Listen, if I can't pound down a complete pizza, drink 6 or 7 beers, and then finish up the evening drinking out of that plastic bottle of Montezuma tequila over there, it's not been a good Saturday. So the big problem, I don't have a big problem with this game except for the fact that the controls are backwards. So let me switch those real quick, and then I will have a lot more fun. Input. Find SMS buttons for this game. So we want to change this. Press button to map to on the same pad or key on keyboard. I think that did what I wanted it to. No, now I've just set both buttons to be jump. That's not good. Escape clear. Okay, so let's try this again. So if I go, I want to change this button to be this button. Okay. No. Escape. Okay, now I want to change this button to be this button. Okay, that should have worked. All right, I think it worked. Hey, Foos. How's it going, man? All right. Except for, oh, shoot. I accidentally disabled my left controller, or my left direction. All right, guys. Hang tight. We're going to get this right. Clear. Okay. I'm going to change this button to this button. I'm going to change this button to this button. Enter. No, my left button still isn't working. I think I'm going to have to just reload the core. Alright, try this again here. Yeah, the Master System has some unbelievable graphics. Okay. Here's a question. Wonder Boy can move backwards, right? I think that I've really messed up my right, left, down, up. Fire 1, fire 2, pause, coin. That's really weird. I want to load a different core. I just want to check something out real quick. Do you guys remember this show? Ah, Real Monsters? It's really weird. Okay, so now let's go back. Let's load the Master System core. Because I mean, it's possible that in Wonder Boy you can't move left. Like you can only advance, you can't retreat. That would be weird, but it could be true. Okay, here we go. Okay, definitely not true. At least all my buttons are... Whatever I did, it did the thing that I wanted to do. So... This... Yeah, this is a... You have, like, really, really wacky momentum here. Yeah, the Master System is totally underrated here in the United States. I know in Europe it was sort of a big deal. But here in America, I mean, it's just you never saw it. You never saw it, you never heard about it. So it's like when the Genesis came out, it was sort of like, what's Sega? Like, where did they come from? I'm slowly starting to pick up all of Aaron's witticisms, Ricky. I use carny wrestling lingo all the time with my students. Yeah, I don't, to be honest with you, you know, the more I mean, obviously, like, the Wonder Boy sprite himself looks a lot better, but I'm not sure that, like, the rest of the game really looks that much better than Hudson's Adventure Island. Oh man, this is definitely, Wonder Boy is definitely harder to control. There's no doubt about that. All right, so we've seen the sights here. What I'd like to do is go to Hudson's Adventure Island 2 on the NES and see how that compares with Wonder Boy 2. Yeah, if you were used to paying, you know, about £7 for a top-tier Spectrum game, then £30 for an S game would be a tough pill to swallow. I really hate that sound in the NES, the NES thing. It just drives me insane. Okay, Hudson's Adventure Island. Oh, this is called Adventure Island 2. Adventure Island 3, Adventure Island 2. There we go. So Master System games were a lot cheaper, Paul, than NES games, even though they were both cartridge-based games. No idea what I'm doing here. All right. So, obviously a big graphical improvement over the first game. Yeah, that's nuts. I never paid anything close to that for an NES game. Most of my NES games I bought secondhand. And, you know, yard sales. Very few games I bought new. Look at this. So this is the game. Wonder Boy 2 got a release on the Amiga. I wonder if this is similar to the Wonder Boy 2 on the Amiga. We'll have to check that out. Wow, that's insane. I wonder why. I wonder why they were so much more expensive. Because, like, in the States, in America, like, NES games, when the NES came out in '85, games were $29.99. They were 30 bucks. Man. So I guess I can pick any of these. No. I'm not really sure what the purpose of that whole egg thing is. Oh, okay. Okay, so not anything like this then. This is just straight up action platforming. I've seen a couple episodes of a regular show, Booze. I like it, man. It's wacky. You know, the thing about the platforming in these games is that there's really not that much platforming. Like, you have to jump gaps from time to time, but it's really not like a, you know, lots of different platforms. It's mostly you're moving along a level surface. Is what Mark I didn't realize Mark Hamill was affiliated with that show. Huh. Wow. Okay. But I can't undersell. For me, personally, I'm so musically inclined that a game can immediately endear itself to me if they just give me a different tune on every level, and if all the tunes are good, it's clear that it's like a real composition, not something that somebody just like knocked out quickly. But again, a big difference is, you know, in Japan they had composers oftentimes in big studios that were on salary, and they were real composers. They had degrees. They understood how music worked. So it's just a different sort of scene. That's right. That's why I do like Photon, Curtis. You're exactly right. I wish more games were like Photon. All right. So yeah. So that is Adventure Island 2. Now let's see if the Master System got Wonder Boy, or what the Wonder Boy 2 is for the Master System, because we have already established that the Wonder Boy 2, or for the Genesis, is completely different, or for this Mega Drive is completely different. So Wonder Boy, so there's Wonder Boy 3, Wonder Boy, then Wonder Boy in Monster Land, Wonder Boy in Monster World. Land looks like this is the one that might be more similar. Yeah, this looks like the Amiga thing. It's like yeah, more of an RPG. Boy, your main character is not looking real cool. Hey, brave man. Yeah, this is... Boy, where did we go between Wonder Boy 1 and 2? Like, this is a totally different sort of deal. Huh. I already talked to you guys. All right. At the very beginning of the stream, I was talking about how I can't get my PSX core to work. I can get the BIOS screen to load up, but then when I load a game, the core just freezes. And I've got 3 different games on there, and none of them are working. I know I've got the BIOS file because like the CD player option, all that stuff shows up, and I don't think it would if I didn't have the BIOS on there. So. Yeah, this is kind of interesting, Paul. It's crazy how much different this is than the original Wonder Boy. Not sure what I should get here. Let's go with Tornado Magic. Okay. I've seen tons of people online have no trouble with it, but I'm having all kinds of trouble with it. This is neat. I mean, this is really what Zelda 2 should have been. Is something more along the lines of this. I think I would have had a lot more fun with it. Although I'm not really having a lot of fun with this freaking bat. Someone be beyond the wall. I definitely use, I don't know how much RAM it requires, but it doesn't require any of those weird RAM boards other than the normal. Like, I've got 128 megs of RAM in the Mister. So, like, it doesn't require one of those weird, like, additional RAM boards. Oh. This has got a kind of like a weird, Ghosts and Goblins feel to it. Does it get real hard towards the end, Paul? Whoops. Whoops. Ah! Okay. Well, at least they let me kind of dig my way out of there. I like all the shops and things. This is a neat game. Well, listen, if it got too hard for you, it's definitely too hard for me. All right, so that was Wonder Boy in Monsterland. Kind of wanted to check out Legend of the Mystical Ninja. This is a game that I've been wanting to try for a while on the Super Nintendo. Oh. Okay, that makes sense, Soup. Another Konami game. This is a real Konami night. Kind of crazy. I don't know that Konami is still making games anymore. This, you've even got stereo and mono options. Oh, you mean the ghost woman of the temple. Yeah, we got international people right here in the chat right now, Tech Boy. The only L. Curtis Boyle, I'm pretty sure, is driving, is coming down, is flying to Ontario, and then driving down with Frank and Jason. I think we got the Canadian contingency is going to be the farthest, unless we get some late arrivals from the UK, which is always possible. I love beating guys with my pipe. So I've played this briefly before, but I never really experienced the full majesty of it. Jeez, that fish is freaking killing me. See you later. That must have been the ghost girl. Guess I can't buy anything there. So I wonder if I kill all these ghosts, if daytime will reappear and I'll be able to do something cool. Yeah, so far I think we've sold 14 tickets to Boat Fest. So, I have a feeling that we are going to come real close to selling out, if not completely selling out by the time June rolls around. So I've got the golden pipe. However, I don't think that these ghosts are going anywhere. I think they're just respawning. Shoot. So what's going on here? Okay. Shoot. I want no part of that. Alright, so this might not be as cool as what I was led to believe. There's not a whole lot of coolness going on here. Alright. We're done with Mystical Ninja. We got time for a couple more games. Everything's on the table, guys. Any requests? Yolanda on the Amiga. All right. We'll do Yolanda, and then we'll do Pop and Twin B. Pish. Miggy. Mini Mig. I think I've got demos on this core. Vector Dreen. D-R-E-A-N. Weird. Or D. Oh, man. All right. I will press up for Wimp mode. Whoa! Whoa! That's crazy. All right, what am I supposed to be doing here? Oh! Okay. This one definitely does not turn into fire. Man, remember when I talked about, like, somebody just hacking together some music? This is what I'm talking about. This is the Mr. FPGA DE10 Nano board and the Mini MIG core. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, do I need to get down there to that door? But there's a big fire on the floor where that door is. Well, my score was 0, which is too low for us to gain a place on the high score table. Try again. Okay, so this is a different level, and I'm dead. Well, nope. Nope. Oh man, I made it past one board. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Yep. No. Well, that's well earned. And so we leave, Yolanda. Thank you for that wonderful pick. There's only a handful of people that are crazy enough to get good at it. All right, Pop and Twin B. So that's probably going to be on the arcade side. Pop. No? Maybe it's under T for Twin B. No? Where is the, hey, Pish, you still there? What system is that on? I thought that was arcade. SNES. Gotcha. That's true. Super Tech Boy. Much like Deus Ex Machina. It's something that must be experienced. Now we got the Rainbow Bell Adventures, or we got the regular. Which one would you? What's your pleasure? Pishbot. Regular. Another Konami. You can't go wrong. No problem, man. I love these games. Music's also great. Oh, Pishbot, I think you were the one that turned me on to that platformer, and I can't remember the name of it right now. But I'm almost positive you were the one that was telling me about it. It's the one where you've got the you put on different colored smocks. You know what I'm talking about, Pishbot? It's a Super Nintendo game. It was Japan only, but they've translated it. Yeah, Do Re Mi Fantasy. My next stream, I'm going to be playing some of that, because that game freaking rules, man. That was the pick of the century that you told me about there. I haven't played that in forever, and I want to complete that bad boy. Where was this on the Amiga? This is what the Amiga needed. Hey, Oram. Do I have bombs or something? Okay, I got that. Yeah, that's going to be a great episode. Hey, Oram, did you get any snow? Ricky, I don't know if Ricky's still on here, but he's in New Hampshire, I think. He got like 8 to 12 inches. I love that when you destroy the grape thing, it's like the little grapes pop off. So many cool little touches. Boy, you're, there we go. Yeah, I'm all about the happy games, Fishbot. Everything doesn't have to be dark and gritty. I can't wait until people figure that out again. These watermelon guys. What I really need is more of those smart bombs. There we go. I love the backgrounds. I mean, why would you want to fly over some wasteland while you're shooting things? Why not fly over a beautiful coastal city with sailboats? To me, this is just a better. It's a better experience. It makes me feel better. That's why we play video games. That's why I play video games. I don't know why you guys play video games. Oh boy! Oh boy! I was trying to get that bell, and it all went away. Good night, Pishbot. See you later, man. Thanks for all your assistance this evening. Oh. Well. Oh, wow. Look at all these bells. I love bell juggling. It's just such a cool thing. Oh, boss time. Okay, so the boss is after this, my friend, I guess. Not... Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, this game only got a European release. No stateside release of Pop and Quinby. Where'd you move to, Oram? You still in PA? Alright, now I can just start firing away at this guy. There we go. Bam. Look at all those bells. All that belly goodness. Awesome. Oh, I don't know why I thought you were in Pennsylvania, Rom. I apologize, man. Well, listen. If there's one thing you got in your favor, is you got less snow down there. Your river, the Cuyahoga River, or whatever river, will not catch fire. Always a plus. This is a wacky level. You're under the sea, but you're flying. And there's stuff like on the surface, but then not. And there's also clouds under the sea, which is weird. Well, that was Poppin' Twinbee for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And that's going to do it for this evening's stream. So thank you all for joining. And boy, I can't believe I've been going 2 hours. So Aaron will be back for his regularly scheduled disaster stream next week. You're not wrong, Oram. You're not wrong. I hope you guys have a good evening, a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Until next time, adios.